Finding myself in the house where it's really quiet right now, I figured I would make a system test. So this is system test 16. On the inside of the control panel, you will notice that the wiring right now is very sloppy. And that's because I haven't had the time to clean it up, and I've just been changing everything around so much lately. I haven't exactly figured out how it's going to stay. You may notice the conduit between the sync module and the panel is missing. I'll get to that in a minute. But here's the sync module, the MDL. And something I've added is a breaker panel. This breaker is for the control panel, and this breaker is for the emergency lights. And please do not get a breaker panel if you do not know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing and hook this up wrong, you could really mess things up. You could get shocked. A lot of stuff can happen, so if you do not know what you're doing, don't buy one. I've been wanting to get one for a while, but did not have the proper knowledge to hook one up, so until I did not buy one. But I now do have the knowledge. And please do not ask me how to hook them up, because it can really vary between what kind of panel you get. But please do not ask me. So on the inside, you'll see that I now have this 14 gauge wire, C14 too, and I have a 15 amp breaker for 14 gauge wire. Now, something that has really been changed significantly is the conduit in the system. You'll see that there are now no wires at all in the system in the laundry room that are exposed, except for right there. You'll see that there's now a conduit running to the RSS back box. I call it that because usually the RSS is in there, or some other ceiling mount alarm, but I do not have a ceiling mount Spectralerts, so I just put my wall mount up there. Over here is my 2099-9756 dual action T-bar. This is the conventional version. And the conduit runs down in this new stopper spacer I made. The old one didn't have enough space in it. And there's my emergency light mounted up there. That's just up there temporarily, but we'll go ahead and test it real quick. And something else you can see is that I've painted that cover red, because pretty much all covers I've seen in fire alarm service like that are painted red. And by the way, these wires here are for these speakers. They're just hooked into my stereo. And eventually I want to get rid of this wire and use 14-2 for the exit sign and emergency light. Out here we have my 75 candela Spectralerts. The one in the laundry room is 110. They're both horn strobes. And my EST SIGA 278 pull station, I have removed the addressable module on it, so if anybody needs one, let me know. I could probably sell it to you for the price of shipping, because really I have no use for it and I just want to get rid of it. So if you want it, I'll sell it to you for the price of shipping. So what we'll do is we'll pull this, but before I do, I just want to say that for some reason, even with the sync module, these two are still kind of out of sync. You'll hear this one go, and then the one in the laundry room will go off, and then they kind of match each other, but they're very, very close to being on, but they're still off a tad. But you'll see what I mean once I set this off. Also, I touched up the pull station with a silver Sharpie because their white lettering wore completely off. But here we go. And I'd like to get fire alarm back boxes for here, so it looks a little nicer. We have an alarm in zone 1 and a system alarm. Go ahead and open this up. Now go reset the pull station. This Spectralerts sounds a lot smoother than the other one. Okay, and we'll go ahead and disable zone 1 and reset it, and I'm going to demonstrate a pretty nice feature. What this is good for is with smoke detectors, but since I have removed my smoke detector, I'm not going to use it to demonstrate it. I'm going to use this to demonstrate it. When the zone is disabled, an alarm can still come in, but what will happen is it will not sound off the bell circuits. So for example, if you were magnet testing a smoke, you would not jump out of your skin because the alarm suddenly went off. And I did not realize that was on. Sorry about that. But this is kind of a different way to demonstrate this. Okay, so we got an alarm in zone 1 again. Let's go ahead and reset this pull station and put the key back in the panel here. We'll put the stopper back on. Alright, that's back on. So as you can see, we have an alarm in zone 1, but the system is not actually in alarms, so we can go ahead and reset that and re-enable the zone. And that's about it. There's not much more to show here, but like I said, the smoke detector has been removed and the alarm right there has been removed. And I guess I never explained why there's no conduit here. The reason there's no conduit there is because by the end of the summer I'm really trying hard to get a new control panel. And if I do, I don't want to have a bunch of stuff here that I'm going to have to reconfigure. I want to make it where I can basically just put it on the wall and work around it, not have to tear everything down, put it on the wall and put it back on, if you know what I'm saying. That's also why I use scraps to do this here, because that very well could change at some point in time. And obviously there's no alarm there. So that's about it, and I will see you guys later.